right, well, my new selfie stick to replace the one that fell all to pieces in the cold weather earlier this winter finally came in the mail yesterday. So we're out here today on Under Thunder Trail testing out the Rode Wireless Go 2 on the Insta360 X3. See how the audio can mix with 360 video. Also use some of the single lens modes. Test out the different resolutions and frame rates. Try to give a good perspective on what this camera and microphone combination is capable of for runners, and hopefully rack up some miles without having to do too many of them over ice today. So we'll see how that goes. It's a gorgeous day out here, so looking forward to a good run. This is starting things out in a 5.7K 360 reframed to 4K. It's kind of just the standard 360 mode. Should work the best for these kind of mixed lighting conditions and a little bit darker in the forest, and give the most flexibility for easy reframing. And interesting perspectives. And then theoretically, if everything's positioned right, then I should be able to simultaneously have some pretty solid audio going in to the camera the whole time. Wind noise is actually really bad on the camera's default microphones whenever the camera's positioned like this behind a runner or anytime you're moving faster. So that'd be a sweet thing to be able to avoid and still record some vocals. Ice is not too bad so far. A lot of melting here since the last time I was on this trail, and a lot of beautiful sunlight. Spilling into this part of the forest. Love it. All right, well, I just hit 1 mile and switched over to the 4K single lens mode. I think this is going to be a pretty important mode to get comfortable with for anybody who's doing a lot of vlog style content. I'm not sure how close the camera focuses, so I have a little bit of worry that it's not giving the sharpest picture of a face from this distance, but I don't know. Maybe as long as you are keeping the camera out at about 1.5 feet or so, that can work a little better. But I want to cycle through the different options more so than just talk long in any one format. So, all right, this is a single lens 4K, 24 frames per second with the Rode Wireless Go 2 audio. All right, here's the 3.7K 60 FPS. As I probably mentioned before, this is a setting I don't think really makes a whole lot of sense for talking to the camera, but if you're trying to get some decent resolution with your slow motion footage, maybe close-ups on different parts of your body or of your shoes while you're running, slow things down a little bit so that the details are more visible, then this would be a good setting to use. So I'll try to show a few examples of that while I also try not to fall on this ice. All right, I think that's most of the main settings I would use. There's not room for a ton of presets on the quick menu on the X3. So even the 3.7K 60 single lens mode, that takes a little bit of digging into menu settings for me. I might try to dig down a little bit deeper for a couple other ones too, but I'll throw on some bullet time here pretty soon, but there's no audio recording in the bullet time mode, so we'll just set that up heading into this next stretch and see what else we can uncover and test out if we need to. So far so good. The ice is way tackier than it has been on any run in the last 2 weeks. So even though there's a lot of it still hanging around on the power line section of this trail, I'm doing all right with no micro spikes or other grippers. That's good. man, as good as things have been on the flat so far, it's definitely true that this ice is not conducive to getting up and down any kind of climb. Case in point, I just had about a 20-foot descent to make on a section of the trail that was covered in ice, and I fell. The good news is I was carrying the camera in my bad wrist, and that saved me from putting that hound down at all to stop my fall, which means that I can try to continue to heal on that side. And I didn't get too banged up on the other side either. It went down on my butt, so still hanging in there, but not planning on trying to risk anything climbing up and down East Glacier Loop today. And I'm going to be extra careful on a section like this that I'm about to start right here. Thankfully, got some open sections where I need it the most. Okay, so the camera didn't ship with this resolution and frame rate combination initially, but the firmware update's pretty old now. This is 4K for the full 360 sphere, and at that resolution you're able to go up to 60 frames per second, so it's not a really high quality picture, but you can see what it looks like in slowed down to 2.5 speed of your timelines in 24 frames per second. I'm back in the default setting now. Running under the top level of the visitor center and getting ready to test out the lake. Ooh, gotta find a safe way to get down there. I don't like the look of that section over there. Might go around past the pavilion this time. Don't know what the lake is like, but we'll test it out. I haven't been out there in a long time. Whew, sun's bright. That also hasn't been happening in a long time. That section back there was a good spot for lake level access. I think I'm still gonna run over here while I try getting on. There's definitely some sections along the edge that show no indication whatsoever of being able to support somebody's weight. And I don't see anybody out on the lake, so we might have hit a dead end here. But I like to try things for myself. Oh, skate tracks. That's a good sign. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, how'd you guys get across this part? Yes. Yeah. Okay. I think we're solid here. Okay, lots of sun shining on the lake right now, but just enough grip underfoot to make this possible. And there's the sunshine. And there's the glacier. Looking white today. A lot of old, long exposed ice on that face. In a way, it feels like these icebergs are right where I left them, but I'll have to check the records. It's been a good long time since I was able to get out on the lake. Lots of rain in the last month. But here we are, grippy ice, and plenty of stability underfoot. So, hooray for a little more winter. It's only the end of January. Gotta have a lot more winter ahead. There's not a lot of color out here today, and where there is, it's on the back sides. There we go. Nice textures all around though. And try to get a little close up of what I'm running over top of and running past before I head in a different direction. Check this out. All right, I take it back. That's actually some of the best color I've seen all winter. Iceberg is getting a little bit thinner. Bright, late winter sunlight shining through. Does look like over here. Safe, not safe. That is gorgeous. But is what I'm doing a good idea or a bad idea? So far, no cracks. No cracks means a good idea. Check this thing out. That's a good run. All right, here we go. Heading over to the west side of the lake. Gonna pop off the other side, I think. See what West Glacier Trail is like. Whew, the sun is in my eyes now. Start looking for a place to get off the ice over here, see what West Glacier Trail is like. The lake has been perfect for running on. Incredible grip in almost every section. So, I just need to find the right spot for a dismount. Maybe anywhere would work. I don't know. Oh yeah, we're good. Yeah. Back in the forest again. Definitely finding some slipperier ice already, but I'm guessing there's going to be quite a bit of clear sections here. I don't know if I'll have time to really test out how far up it can go. I'm already at almost 6 miles. Still got to run all the way back. So, yeah, this looks not great. Whoa, might be easy to decide to turn around in plenty of time. Here's another clearish section, but I'm honestly surprised at all the ice that's over here. So I'll probably just go a little bit further, maybe use this spot right here that I'm coming up on as a place to re-access the lake. Should be able to get on right there. Of course, when I say that, the trail kind of stays clear of ice for a while. Okay, I haven't made it to any of the real climb in this trail yet. And it opened up in terms of ice not too far away from the trailhead and has been more clear than not, but I'm gonna have to turn around pretty soon just for the sake of my legs and my timing in the day. Just about to hit 7 miles, but I'd really like to know what the climbing sections of this are like currently, even though it seems that everything is about to change this week. Juneau's supposed to be sitting right on the edge of snow temperatures, maybe accumulating snow while it's mixing with rain all week long. So these trail conditions are today's trail conditions only, I think. But I'm loving them. You got to be careful if there's any ice on this section. Just past the first little bit of climb on this trail, and some of it was clear, but other parts of it would not really have been passable if there didn't happen to be a handrail right there. So I don't know. Are we at the end of the line? When the trails are like this right here, it's hard to stop and turn around. Whew, what a day. I had a sneaking suspicion that things would be so good up here. Hey puppies. It'd be hard for me to turn around. And it turns out I was right. So I'm still climbing, still outbound. Still have a little bit of battery left on the microphone and on the camera. We'll see how far towards the top of this I can get. And I'll keep you posted. All right, friends, I'm way past what should have been my turnaround distance and my turnaround time. I even went past some spots that should have been designated as turnaround ice, but if it took less than 3 consecutive sketchy steps, I just went for it and made it here to the creek, which is a classic turnaround spot for West Glacier Trail even in the summer. Pretty impressive to be able to make it here at the end of January, but I think this is going to be it for me. So hopefully you learned something about the Insta360 X3, how it pairs with the Rode Wireless Go 2, and yeah, even got to see a little bit of the Lone Peak 7s in action today. If you like what you saw, then please be sure to like the video, subscribe, and we'll get back out here next time.